Hello, welcome to BioBrainiacs. Today we'll explore one of the most exciting fields in biology, epigenetics. You'll learn how your environment can influence your genes without changing your DNA sequence and why your DNA isn't necessarily your destiny. Epigenetics is the study of how genes are turned on or off without changing the DNA itself. These changes help different cells perform different jobs, even though they all contain the same DNA. Think of DNA as the instruction manual, while epigenetics tells a cell which pages to read. The DNA stays the same, but epigenetic changes determine which genes are active. Cells don't use every gene all the time. Instead, they carefully switch certain genes on or off depending on the cell's job and the body's needs. One major epigenetic mechanism is DNA methylation. Adding small chemical tags called methyl groups usually prevents a gene from being used by the cell. DNA is wrapped around proteins called histones. Changing these proteins can make DNA easier or harder for the cell to read, controlling gene activity. Every cell contains the same DNA, but epigenetics determines which genes are active. That's why brain cells, muscle cells, and skin cells all have different functions. Your environment can influence epigenetic changes throughout your life. Factors like diet, sleep, exercise, and stress can affect how certain genes behave. Identical twins share the same DNA, but they often become more different as they age. Lifestyle and environmental factors create different epigenetic patterns over time. Epigenetics plays a huge role before we're even born. It helps stem cells develop into specialized cells that form every tissue and organ in the body. Some cancers develop because important genes are switched off or harmful genes become overactive. Scientists are studying these changes to improve cancer diagnosis and treatment. Quick question: which process actually changes the DNA sequence? DNA mutation, DNA methylation, or histone modification? The correct answer is DNA mutation. Epigenetics changes gene activity, not the DNA code itself. Unlike DNA mutations, many epigenetic changes can be reversed. Scientists are developing medicines that can reset harmful epigenetic patterns. Doctors are beginning to use epigenetics to personalize treatments for patients. It could help predict disease risk and guide better medical decisions. Researchers believe epigenetics will transform medicine over the next few decades. It may help doctors prevent diseases before symptoms even appear. Let's review what we've learned with a quick quiz. First question: what is epigenetics? The answer is, it's a study of how genes are turned on or off without changing the DNA sequence. Second question: what does DNA methylation usually do? The answer is, it usually turns a gene off or reduces its activity. Third question: why can identical twins become different over time even though they have the same DNA? The answer is, it's because different environments and lifestyles create different epigenetic changes. Fourth question: name one environmental factor that can influence epigenetics. Possible answers include diet, exercise, stress, sleep, smoking, or pollution. Fifth and final question: can epigenetic changes be reversed? The answer is yes. Many epigenetic changes can be reversed through healthy lifestyle changes or certain medical treatments. Excellent job! You're now thinking like an epigeneticist and have learned how our environment can influence the way our genes work. Thank you.